Week 3 is in the books, and it kicked our ass. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for Week 4 of Backdoor Cover. My name is Corey Morissette, and I'm joined by the time cop himself, John Mariano. John, I got to say right off the hop, your plan to derail me with your future knowledge certainly worked. You sabotaged me, and I had the worst week ever.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I set out to screw you up because we broke even. Right? Or I broke even. You broke under even.
Under even, exactly.
That's really not the case. So I haven't been completely honest about this time travel stuff, Corey.
Okay, go. I'm listening with open ears.
So I know you've been very skeptical.
Yes.
And not all of it's true.
I'm shocked.
I haven't been going to the games. I don't know if you know this, but I can't afford to go to the games. Time travel is very expensive.
Are you ever going to explain how you're traveling through time and what the expenses are, or are we just going to guess?
That's not your business.
That's not my business. Gotcha.
No,
okay.
No. But what I can tell you is it costs a lot of money. I mean, think about it. How much money does it cost you to commute 40 miles? Right?
The way gas is now, yeah, that's a good $20.
Right? So it gets expensive. And then oil, you don't think it costs you the oil and stuff to run the car, right? So maintenance. I'm traveling 4 or 5 days sometimes into the future, and then traveling back to the past. It's a pricey thing. So what I've been doing really is I'm a time cop. That's not a lie. I go into the future and I arrest people who try the time travel because time travel is illegal in the future. We don't have that problem right now because we don't even know that time travel exists because I'm the only one doing it. So it's kind of legal. It's like internet legal. You know what I mean?
Okay. But from what I gleaned and from what you just said, the little bits that I actually listened to is that it's not a phone booth then, because the upkeep on a phone booth would be next to nothing. So we can rule out phone booth. I'm going to cross that out of my list of potential time travel devices that you are using.
I mean, Windex costs money, Corey.
Yeah, but you don't really have to clean the windows of the phone booth so much unless, oh, God, what are you doing in that thing?
That's not what I'm doing in that thing. Wait, have you ever driven a car?
Yes, I've driven a car.
Okay, your windshield on a long trip gets bugs and crap on it. Do you know what kind of bugs there are in time?
So there's bugs as you're traveling through time. You realize Christy's very upset. I got to put this up. It's interrupting her bubble bath. Now she's demanding to know how you time travel. Now,
so Christy's in the bubble bath with a phone. I don't recommend that at all.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
No. And I hope she's not listening to us on a radio or some kind of crap like that, right? I don't know this ancient technology that you guys used 4 days earlier. So, Christy, if you can tell us if you're using a radio transistor or something, that would be helpful.
I imagine transistor radios kind of went out a long time ago. As a time traveler, you should probably know that.
I'm from 4 days from now.
Right. Okay. So, in your effort to sabotage me, you also ended up sabotaging yourself, which I thought was an interesting strategy, but you did game one game on me. I'm now 27-20-1. You're 22-25-1.
I also, in sabotaging you, I broke even and you broke uneven.
One game under even, yes. I was slightly under even. All right, we've got Christy McGee from the bath sending us a phonograph.
Is that a well? Yeah. Is she in a well? She a what?
I don't believe that's a well. That looks like an old timey stereo.
Oh, okay.
But she does wish she could listen to you specifically, John, on a radio, and I don't blame her. Those silky smooth sounds would be tremendous. Going to sleep type material.
4 days from now, I host a jazz flute show.
Jazz flute show? Just all jazz flute? Gotcha.
All jazz flute.
I'm glad I missed that every single week. All right, let's get to some football picks, John. That's why we're here. We're not here to talk about your horseshit time travel theories. We're talking about the Broncos and the Jets. I got to get rid of Christy's comment, even though I don't want to. And you can quit picturing her in a bubble bath, you pervy old bastard. Okay, let's talk about this game, John. Thursday night, it's maybe the worst Thursday nighter in the history of the NFL. The 0-3 Broncos taking on the 0-3 Jets. It's the garbage bowl. It's the toilet bowl, whatever you want to call it. Who, I imagine you travel back through time. Who wins this one?
Corey, no offense. No offense at all. That's the theme of this game. I don't know how they pronounce it in football. I pronounce it offense, but you probably have a different word for it. That's the theme of this game. If you want to see crap on a stick, you will be sitting there with Zach Anderson watching the Broncos and the Jets. And my Lord,
speaking of which, Zach.
You think it's cool that I can time travel and travel back through time? They travel back through the field. It's going to be a game of possible safeties and just a comedy of errors. In the end, the Jets do just enough to cover because the Broncos don't even know what day it is.
All right. I should have mentioned the Broncos are favored by 3. I'm picking the Broncos to cover this week just because the Jets have scored a whopping 12 points all year up to this point. It's the worst offense ever. And Denver is starting Brett Rippon, his very first NFL start. So I think because the Jets have no tape on him, he's going to, maybe even put up a touchdown. You never know.
Wait a minute. Is he related to Mark Rippon? Because this could be over fast.
And he may be. I'm not exactly sure on the lineage of the Rippon family, but. There you go. And I agree totally, Zach. Yes, watch baseball on Thursday. Stanley Cup is over now, so I don't have hockey to fall back on, but hopefully the Blue Jays are playing on Thursday.
Go Yankees. Go Yankees.
Go Yankees. There you go. So John is picking the Jets for some suicidal reason. I'm going with the Broncos. Avoid this game like the bloody plague. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals, who had a little slip up against the Detroit Lions this week, taking on the Carolina Panthers, who surprised a lot of people, including myself, by knocking off the Chargers. What's the line on this one? 3.5 on the Cardinals. John, who do you like?
Oh, this is a terrible game. But what I can tell you is people are sleeping on Teddy Bridgewater. Everyone's talking about this high expectations Cardinals team. This is one of those teams that's just kind of a disappointment this season, right? And we're going to get a little bit more of that. And Carolina is going to do just enough to cover that. They're not going to win, but it's going to be close enough that Carolina covers.
I'm not far off. I am going Arizona in this one, though. They had that big loss against Detroit, but they're putting up a ton of points. And I don't see anybody on Carolina that can really slow down Kyler Murray this week. So I'm thinking Arizona's winning this one by a touchdown. Did the Blue Jays get knocked out? See, I've been working all day. I didn't even know. Not that I'm shocked, but
spoiler alert, Zach. What are you from the future too?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Blue Jays, they were just happy to be there, I think. Let's get back to some football, though, as we disagreed on that pick again as well. We have the Jags and the Bengals. I picked the Jaguars once this year, and they already made me look like an idiot. I ain't doing it again. I think Cincinnati's going to cover this one. They're 3-point favorites up on the Jacksonville Jaguars. John, who do you like?
I don't like either one of them. But
good call.
I mean, gun to my head, I'm going to go with Joe Mixon running all over the Jaguars this week.
All right, good. We do agree on that one. Even with the 3-point spread, I think Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow going to have a good game, I think, in this one. Jacksonville looked like hot garbage last Thursday. I'm never picking them again for anything. All right, let's go to the Cleveland Browns taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, the epitome of kind of the average overachiever. They're favored by 4.5. I think they cover this week against Cleveland. I still haven't quite figured Cleveland out. They got that rushing attack, though. If they can get that running game going against that Cowboy front seven, I could see Cleveland covering this week, but I'm picking the Cowboys. John, how about you?
I can't see Cleveland covering this week. I can't even see a backdoor cover. I could see that running game getting this maybe within a touchdown late. Cowboys are going to do what the Cowboys do. They're going to come out firing. This Browns defense isn't going to have any answers for any of these wide receivers. And that's going to be the story of this game. It's going to be a sad, short story for the Browns.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because there's too much firepower on Dallas. And yes, their defense stinks, and they're going to give up a ton of points, but I think they're going to outscore them. by at least a touchdown, like you said. Yes, we are covering all the garbage games first. Yes.
We cover all the games, Zach. Some games are garbage. We don't schedule them.
Exactly, Zach. Football. Yeah, I'm just going by the how my graphics guy put the graphic.
Christy. How do you confuse Christy and her bubble bath and Zach and his big mouth?
I didn't. She said football, Zach. I said, yes, Zach, we're talking about football. Right. I'm agreeing with Christy.
Right, and that's Zach and his big mouth. You can't confuse those two people.
I'm not confusing them. So right now we have Zach talking trash and Christy's potentially naked in a bubble bath. There's a big difference.
I pictured her as a never nude.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's go on next to the New Orleans Saints taking on the Detroit Lions. Lions, like I said, big upset win against the Cardinals, but New Orleans underachieving. All of a sudden they can't throw downfield. Michael Thomas looks like he may be back. Saints favored by 4. Who do you like in this one?
This was a tough one because a lot of people like Drew Brees in like a controlled environment like this, right? And getting Thomas back, it becomes interesting. There's no stopping Kamara in the running game. With all of that said, the one thing that you can count on is the Detroit Lions are going to screw up your betting week, right? Like, it's absolutely true. All of a sudden, they win a game they have no business being in, or they cover in the game. They're like, why was that a 3-point game? And that's kind of what this game is, right? Like, this is the game that's going to be like, oh, screw Detroit, right? Like, screw all of Michigan, right? That's this game. You got to identify it. You got to know what's coming. Drew Brees has looked kind of old lately. I'm not picking on old people. He's actually younger than me. He's younger than you, Corey, but he's old in football. And he looks old. I got to go with Stafford, and I got to go with this Lions team.
You know, if that line was a little bigger, I might be there with you, but it's only 4 points. I think Michael Thomas kind of rejuvenates the offense a little bit, and that's a smart move, Zach. Never talk trash to Christy. You're absolutely right. So you're going with the Detroit Lions. I'm going with the safer bet and the New Orleans Saints. Hopefully they get their season turned around here. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Houston Texans. Minnesota, I guess they're still practicing. They were kind of exposed to COVID on Sunday, but like you said, there's an incubation period they got to worry about. So things are kind of up in the air, but we're assuming they're going to play this game. Houston has looked bad. They are favored by 3.5 in this one. Minnesota 0-3, but they did put up a ton of points against Tennessee last week. Maybe kind of a little bit of a tough pick here, John. Who do you like?
I think it's a big assumption that Houston was going to be a good team, and they desperately need this game. So therefore, they're going to win this game by like a touchdown or so. I think that they eke it out by 3. I think it stays close most of the game. Both of these are bad teams. Like, let's be real. Houston is not a good team.
No.
And they're very exposed trying to transition from a pass-happy offense to a running offense, and it's not working. It's just a bad transition. Minnesota at least knows they're bad, but they know that they can. Their strength is leaning into the run. I don't see a strength on Houston, so I'm going to go with Minnesota this week.
I agree with you for exactly those reasons. Dalvin Cook, he's going to carry Minnesota as far as they're going to go. John wants to screw everything. I'm learning, including my new chair.
I made a pot roaster earlier, and I wanted to screw that too.
There you go. So it's not just Michigan. John will literally screw anything. But I agree with you. The Minnesota Vikings, I think, are going to cover this week 3.5. They're favored over Houston. Take the Vikings and the points. Let's go now to the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Miami Dolphins, the best team in the NFC West, taking on the worst team in the AFC East.
What? What did you just say?
What did I just say?
I feel like you just misspoke.
What did I say wrong?
You just called the Dolphins the worst team in the AFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Did you forget about the Jets? The Jets are playing on Thursday.
I did forget about the Jets because they're so bad. They just left my head. The second worst team in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, who actually have been playing pretty good football, considering they don't have a ton of talent. But did they have the firepower to hang with the Seattle Seahawks, John?
So Seattle, we know, is going to score a lot in this game. Russell Wilson he's already won the MVP. He may win next year's MVP by the end of the season. We'll talk about maybe another candidate, a dark horse in that race, but it's Russell Wilson's to lose. With all of that being said, Seattle comes into this game as banged up as I've seen a defense in a long time. Miami did what they needed to do last week. I think that Miami has enough to hang with a travel-weary Seattle beaten up team coming east at 1:00.
All right, so you're picking the Dolphins and that
I am.
6.5 point spread. Okay.
I am.
I'm going Seattle because, like you said, the likely NFL MVP is playing, and he's already got 14 touchdowns in 3 weeks. He's going to carry Seattle to a win. I don't care how banged up they are. He can put up a 2-touchdown lead on Miami pretty easy. So I'm saying take the Seahawks and the points. They should beat Miami. Next, we have a good matchup here: the LA Chargers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And thank you, Christy. I like to think I'm always right, but
Christy, I just want to point out to you, it was Corey's idea to co-host a show with me, so you're not wrong.
There you go. A rare compliment from John. I will take it, even though it's kind of backhanded. All right, Chargers, Bucks, Tom Brady versus Justin Herbert. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is a weird game. This is another one. Like Tampa Bay is really beaten up in the wide receiver core, right? Mm-hmm. Brady's look old. I know our friend Mark. He loves Brady and all this stuff, and he's hoping that Gronkowski comes out and scores like 9 touchdowns in this game. I still think Tampa Bay has enough to cover this game. Like even with all of the things working against them that I just said, the Chargers are beaten up too. They're bringing in a rookie quarterback across the country. They've got the running backs. They've got one of the best backfields in football. Like forget about fantasy and everything else. The rookie and Eckler together are a pretty special tandem. This Tampa Bay defense is the best unit on the field, and that's the difference maker in this game.
And that's where I'm going to disagree with you because the LA Chargers have Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram and a lot of studs on that defense, and they're very good at getting pressure. Look what they did against Patrick Mahomes 2 weeks ago. They got pressure. They knocked him around. They had a chance to win that game. We all know what happens to Tom Brady when he's pressured. He folds like a cheap tent. So he's going to go down often. That's what she said. No, I'm not done yet. He's going to go down often, and he's going to cry, and he's going to whine to officials. And LA, even if they don't win the game, they're going to cover these 7.5 point spread. Now, John, go ahead and spew whatever.
When they did that thing to Patrick Mahomes a couple of weeks ago, did they wake up for a 10 o'clock in the morning game? Because they didn't.
None of that shit matters. You always say that, travel and all that. None of that matters. These are professional athletes. Corey is always right. Right? It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think Chris is wrong. I think you're wrong.
Who's leading? Corey's always right. That's all you need to know.
I won last week.
Yeah, by a game. Congratulations. I'll alert the media. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Tennessee Titans. Game might be happening on a Monday or a Tuesday now. Tennessee may not get to practice all week. I was going Steelers all the way anyway, but now I'm definitely going Steelers. The line on this one is Steelers by 1.
Yeah, it's crazy and part of that's because they don't know how to judge this game because of everything going on.
Right.
The reality is you're right. Like if this was a 3.5 point spread favoring the Steelers before the COVID stuff, I was going Steelers. Now with Tennessee questionably practicing all week, probably just looking at game film, and a practiced and ready Steelers team coming to them, I think this is a no contest for the Steelers.
Yeah, no, I agree with you totally. And even before, like we said, this would have been Steelers all the way. So we agree on that one. Here's one that is going to be big. The Baltimore Ravens not feeling too good about life after losing on Monday night and getting exposed by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are heading to Washington to take on the old football team. The spread on this one is
what's the name of that team?
The Washington Football Team.
So is this the we pick 'em show? Like,
what are you talking about?
Are we just keeping things generic now? Is this like the generic brand?
Kind of
like not Cheerios, but like O's.
They may change their name at some point. They haven't decided if they're keeping the football team or if they're going to change it to something else. All I know is Baltimore's favored by 13.5, and it might as well have been 33.5. I think they steamroll the old football team of Washington.
this is a very angry Baltimore team playing essentially a home game, right? Like they're not driving that far to get to the Washington Stadium, right? Like
That's right.
It's not a far travel trip for them. It's a home week, and they're angry. And you're only giving 13.5 points. Here's 17. Here's 21. Well, we'll give you all the points.
Yeah, you pick it. Yeah. Washington also without Chase Young, their standout rookie. That is going to be a bloodbath. I totally agree with Zach.
I will do a little Giants trashing that right now. Okay. They're going to make Haskins look like Kerry Collins on Super Bowl Sunday.
Ooh. I understood that reference, and I agree totally. Take Baltimore, take the points. Let's go on now to the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Chicago Bears. The surprising 3-0 Chicago Bears.
Wait, before we talk about this, can we just talk about the symmetry of this graphic? Because I'm really this really excited me that I had 2C logos to put on the graphic. I know we're not supposed to talk in like cutesy ways right now, but there's a nice symmetry to the whole screen right now.
There is, and I always find it weird that you're using this C logo for the Colts because they have that classic horseshoe. And you've got every other logo right, but you go to this one for some reason. You want to explain why?
Yeah, it's like my least favorite logo. So it's like my way of trolling myself during the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. What's also interesting is who you're going to take in the Colts-Bears game. Sorry, Zach. We'll try and keep the references a little more modern. 2000 was a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, I got to pick. I actually have to pick this game, right?
You actually got to pick the game. Yeah.
So everyone's super high on Folk taking over as quarterback,
or Foles, whichever.
Whatever, Folk Foles. I don't care.
Yeah, it could be the kicker Nick Folk, or it could be the quarterback Nick Foles.
So
nobody knows.
So yeah. Oh, I made a blunder on the air. Screw me, right, guys? No. So everyone's excited that Foles is taking over at quarterback. Foles has a Super Bowl win. He's a talented guy, but it concerns me that he wasn't talented enough to win the job outright at the beginning of the season. And I think, Rivers has a good rhythm with his offense, and the better defense is the Colt defense. Like, I know traditionally we talk the Bears defense is better, but look at the numbers. I know the Colts played the Jets last week, and it was basically like they were playing for the Jets offense, catching touchdowns that the Jets were throwing. I get that. The Colts are still the better defense here, and I think the Colts win this game.
All right, saying the Colts have the better defense over Chicago is like saying the Giants could hang with the Chiefs. It's maybe the dumbest thing I heard all day, and I have 2 preteen children. No, the Bears absolutely have the better defense in this game. They may suck, but they're going to win this game, Zach and John. You could talk about, Nick Foles didn't win the job outright. Matt Nagy's his head coach. Next question. It means nothing.
Wait a minute. So you're bashing his head coach. Is he still his head coach?
Yes.
His head coaching this game?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not going to affect the outcome.
It's not. Because you know what is going to affect the outcome? All Indianapolis can do offensively is run the ball. T.Y. Hilton has done nothing. Phillip Rivers has done nothing. It's going to come down to Jonathan Taylor versus that Bears front that has Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks from the University of Regina, Saskatchewan, actually. Roquan Smith, very, very talented front seven. They're going to be able to shut down the Colts run, and they're going to win an ugly, stupid-looking game. And because Indianapolis is favored by 2.5, this is even easier to pick because Chicago wins it outright.
What you're missing with the Colts passing game is Hines. And Hines out of the backfield and Rivers are going to make a difference in this game.
Chicago Bears have one of the best defenses in the league still. I can't wait to prove you wrong next week. I don't think we're going to get this one wrong, though. It's the mighty LA Rams taking on the lowly New York Giants. We've been picking the Giants for 3 weeks, John. We look like total idiots. But I thought they would make a progression from week 2 to week 3. Instead, they took 48 steps back.
Wearing my Giants jersey, I'm representing. I'm drinking out of my Giants mug.
And you're picking the Giants, I'm assuming?
No, I'm picking the Rams.
Yeah, me too. The Giants' offensive line is playing awful, and now they got to face Aaron Donald.
The Giants offensive line is not playing.
They're literally not playing. I would agree with you there. And against Aaron Donald, like, shut up. This is going to be like a 40-point blowout.
This is not a good week for them to have to travel coming off of that loss last week. This is just I know this is where bad money gets lost, right? Like people sit there and go, the Giants should have won last week. They didn't win. So this is their week. And now you throw the money down on the Giants and you lose more. Right? Like this is the obvious. Sometimes they're like, this is the obvious pick. Yeah, you just take it.
Regina. There you go. 5 shots. Enjoy that bubble bath. The line in this one is 13. It might have been 23, 33. We all agree. I think the Rams are going to pick them. No, we're not picking the Giants again, Christy. It's going to be the LA Rams winning this one in a walk. But how about the New England Patriots with the rejuvenated Cam Newton taking on the best quarterback in the world right now, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs? There is no better big game quarterback than Patrick Mahomes right now anywhere. This is going to be a big game because it's the Patriots, it's Belichick. They're coming into Arrowhead. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you like in this one? The line, by the way, is Chiefs by 7.
So typically I would look at this game and go, Belichick has had like an extra day to plan it. And they may have been caught looking ahead a little bit last week and not played the perfect game, but they played a good enough game. I still feel like Belichick could have all offseason to plan for this offense. And Mahomes is playing on another level than every other player in football right now.
Yep.
This is a very easy roll with the champs kind of game. It seems like it's a big spread because it's the Patriots and they're traditionally a perennial playoff team. And they will be because their division mostly sucks. Mm-hmm. But they're going to have a very rough week this week. So
you're going Chiefs?
Going hard on the Chiefs.
Yep, so am I. Don't let that 7-point spread scare you away. Patrick Mahomes, like you said, on another level. And everybody should experience Regina, even though it's quite cold right now.
I haven't experienced Regina in a long time.
There you go, folks. Let's pick the Bills and the Raiders. Buffalo eked out a win against the Rams. Came down to the last play, but put up a ton of points. The Raiders losing last week, but they're at home here. Who do you like?
This was tough because I really liked going into the season. I liked Ruggs. I thought he was going to be a big difference maker on the Raiders. He's been banged up. He's banged up again this week. He's going in doubtful today, and I don't think he plays this week. That Buffalo team looks like it's the real deal. Allen looks like he's the real deal. That being said, I think this is a close game. I think this feels. I don't know if it feels like a trap game, but it feels like the Raiders are going to win it, right? I don't know. I think it might be too early in the year for traps, but the Raiders feel like they can hang with Buffalo.
I agree. I think they do think they can hang with Buffalo, but the spread is only 3 in favor of Buffalo. I think they cover that. I think they win a close one, like you said, by 6 or 7 points. But Buffalo seems like they're the real deal. And Raiders, jury's kind of still out in a lot of areas on the Raiders. So I'm picking Buffalo. You're picking the Raiders.
I just want to point out to our fans or I don't know how many we have.
There's 4 watching right now, so we have 4.
I mean that's pretty important. I think I'm watching, so I might be one of them.
Okay.
So Corey's a homer, right? Like let's not mistake it, right? It's not that far for him to go to a Bills game, right?
It's like a 3-day drive. It is kind of far to get to a Bills game.
I mean, it's all kind of up there to me.
It's just down the road. Good old Buffalo.
I don't know. Like anything north of me, I'm just like, yeah, it's close.
It's like the distance from you to Jeff in Texas.
Who's Jeff?
Jeff Saunders. He's in our chat right now.
No idea.
Christy's bestie. Here he is right here.
The drawing? Who's the drawing?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
That hillbilly fella.
I don't know.
We need clarification. Are you punching that up? What are you doing? Quit screwing up the show.
I'm not doing a thing.
So anyway, you're picking Raiders, right?
I'm picking the Raiders.
Yes. I have to get back on track now because we have this one here coming up next. The Philadelphia Eagles, the 0-3 Eagles, taking on the San Francisco 49ers with Nick Mullins at quarterback. Who knows who's going to be the running back? No defensive lineman left. This is actually kind of a tough call. Who are you picking?
This is a scary game, right? Like if San Francisco was remotely healthy, I'd be all over San Francisco in this game.
Oh yeah.
Eagles are desperate, and I feel like this is a desperation win out of the Eagles this week. Even losing the tight end, I think they figure out enough. They do what the Giants should have done at home last week. They do on the road this week and take care of business again against the 49ers.
And you know what? I'm agreeing with you because the line in that one is 6.5 for the 49ers, which just seems like it's too much. This almost feels like a backdoor cover. But I think Eagles are going to win it outright.
I agree. I just feel like I know the NFC sucks. Like the NFC East is a terrible, terrible division.
Yes.
I don't think it's this bad. Like, I don't think everybody's as bad as the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Eagles kind of show that difference this week. They're like, we're bad. We're not that bad.
Yeah, we're not Giants bad, which
Right.
is worse than the NFC bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Monday Nighter now. We got the Atlanta Falcons getting really good at blowing late game leads, taking on the Green Bay Packers, who just casually put up 40 points every single week. This is kind of a no-brainer for me. Dan Quinn gets fired immediately after this game because he should have been fired immediately after the last two games. I'm picking the Packers. They're favored by 7.5. I don't care. They're going to win this by double digits.
So this was a tough game for me because the minute you said somebody's blowing somebody, I want to pick that team. Right? Like I like when people blow. You know this.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Right? It's COVID. It's COVID. I'm horny and lonely, right? I gotta say, I think Green Bay just shits all over this team this week. Right?
And we all know how much you like getting shit on too. So
right. I mean, it's one of my pastimes.
Yeah.
It's not a thing I would worry about. The Packers, the Cheeseheads, this Falcons team is one of the most shamefully coached teams I've ever seen. Like the talent's obviously there. Mm-hmm. They've been ahead in some major games and blown some of the biggest leads this side of, I want to say, a Houston Oilers game.
Ooh. Zach, the Houston Oilers now currently play in Tennessee as the Titans, just so you know. Because he will not get that reference, I'm sure.
That was specifically for Zach.
But yes, Zach, a big Green Bay Packer fan. We're all picking the Packers in this one. They're going to put up 40 or 50 on poor Atlanta. And Dan Quinn's got to go. Like, even after the Dallas game, they had that one. And that was idiotic coaching that lost them that game. And then to lose it again in Chicago in a similar manner, Atlanta's going down the tubes fast. All right, John, any matchups this weekend really stand out to you as being must watch?
Yeah, anytime that a team is giving more than a touchdown, I think that you tune in for a bloodbath. We tune in to see major offenses do major offensive things. And there's going to be a lot of that this week. This is going to be one of the biggest blowout weeks we've ever seen in football.
There's a lot of them on there now.
And I'm not even counting in thinking about that, how badly the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat up on the Titans when they eventually play that game.
The former Houston Oilers, that's correct.
Yeah.
Which Zach was very appreciative of, that we explained that to him. Now, Christy wants to hear more about your pastimes, and I know about a lot of them, and I don't want to hear it, but is there one that you maybe want to share with her?
No, Christy, we talk about the future here.
Maybe join us on Are We Wearing Pants Live next time to talk about some of John's pastimes.
I may do margin duels after this. I don't know.
Oh, right. That'd be a lot of fun. John, maybe tell us about that. Are you going to stay on the line here? Are you going to set up a new show? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll probably stop this, end this, and start again just to piss off the 4 people watching.
There you have it. I think that's a great idea. If there's a margin doodles, I highly recommend everybody tune in because they're a heck of a lot of fun. John is going to vent for 3, 4, maybe 5 hours just about life.
And might just vent for like 10 minutes. We'll see.
It might be 10 minutes. You just don't know. Zach, very excited. Look at this margin doodle. So I'm hoping that comes to pass. But for our show right now, John, we are out of time. So I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. Thank the 4 people watching here live for joining us and contributing in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can increase my lead on John because he's just awful. So on behalf of John Mariano, my name is